A Chadron man is sentenced to prison for his role in a 2023 shots fired investigation. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. And our top story, the Chadron man who was the subject of a shots-fired investigation and manhunt in the hills south of Chadron State College last year has learned his fate. 36-year-old Warfield Highhawk was sentenced this week to 3 years in prison after pleading no contest to making terroristic threats, a mandatory minimum of 3 years in prison for possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person, and 4 to 6 years on a conviction of attempted possession of a firearm while committing a felony. Highhawk was taken into custody May 14th after Chadron police received a report of an active shooter and was tracked down by officers and a police canine after a 5-hour search. District Judge Travis O'Gorman did give Highhawk 306 days credit for time already served during Tuesday's sentencing. Well, a Morrill man who was arrested in January after threatening people with a knife at the Sioux County feedlot was back in court this week. 49-year-old Alden Hill Sr. was ultimately arrested at a Morrill business, and deputies found a knife on him while taking him into custody. He's facing charges including terroristic threats, possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person, use of a weapon to commit a felony, and a sex offender registry violation. Hill was arraigned on the charges on March 1st, and during Wednesday's bond review hearing, his $100,000 bond was ordered to stay at that amount, and a March 29th preliminary hearing date was set. And nearly a year and a half after the city of Scottsbluff purchased a parcel of land on the west edge of Scottsbluff, improvements are now being made. In October 2022, the city purchased the land at the southwest corner of 27th Street and Avenue I in hopes of adding to the existing monument pathway. This week, crews from Eric Reichert Construction poured a roughly 35-foot stretch of sidewalk. Scottsbluff City Manager Kevin Spencer said that the company was trying out some new equipment and poured the sidewalk at no expense to the city or its taxpayers. He adds that the city will likely put on some of the 20th Street millings on that lot as well. We'll have more news right after this.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have Life Care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. A joint effort of more than 40 businesses and organizations calling itself No New Taxes Nebraska officially launched its campaign to stop the EPIC option tax proposal. During a news conference yesterday in the state capitol rotunda, former state senator Dan Hughes agreed Nebraska property taxes are too high, but said EPIC is not the solution and would require a rate of 22.1% just to be revenue neutral. Nebraska Healthcare Association President Jaylene Carpenter claimed that EPIC would hit seniors the hardest, asking how many more would be forced to go on Medicaid and add to the state's cost of providing services. The current petition drive faces a July deadline to collect signatures from 10% of registered voters, plus 5% from 38 of the state's 93 counties for the issue to appear on the November ballot. And one of the strongest supporters of the EPIC option tax says the official formation of the group opposing the efforts means those backing the ballot initiative are on the right track. Bayard Senator Steve Erdman took to the floor of the legislature on Thursday afternoon, saying membership of No New Taxes Nebraska represents those who collect and spend tax dollars, while supporters of EPIC represent the taxpayer. Erdman said opponents have a total disregard for Nebraskans who pay taxes.
We will continue to fight the fight for those who send us here to make a difference in their life, to make a difference in the way they pay taxes. And by the way, no matter what we do in this body will not make us competitive with any of our surrounding states when it comes to property or income tax. And we will continue to do what we've always done and expect different results. That's what we do here. And so it's kind of refreshing to see how much money and effort these people are putting in to be in opposition to the voters.
Erdman continued that given their stance on EPIC, members of No New Taxes Nebraska should also be opposed to the governor's plan increasing property tax relief by raising the state sales tax 1% and expand it to more goods and services.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Now the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint. You're driving home our reputation.
For the Rural Radio Network, I'm Jason Jorgensen. It has been quite a week for Nebraska athletics with the bombshell drop by athletic director Trev Alberts that he was leaving Nebraska for the same position at Texas A&M. This week I talked to University Regent Paul Kinney of Amherst, and he says he was just as surprised as everybody else.
Oh, yeah, completely off guard. I mean, in November, which we negotiated a top 10 contract for the United States for athletic directors, and the contract worth the success we had would have just about doubled in a year. We're very shocked.
Did the Board of Regents, did you have any idea he was unhappy with some things?
It never, and I just had met with him a week ago and didn't say anything.
When this all broke this week, was there any attempt maybe to try to keep him or work on some things? I'm sure you hated to see him go.
Oh, sure. Several people had talked to him, but I don't think there was anything turning the decision around at that time. It's here one day, gone the next.
What's this been like to be on the Board of Regents at this time? This has been an interesting last several months.
Oh, it has been. You look for high caliber type people, and a lot of times that will happen. We sure when we met Ted Carter, it was something that we just hired him immediately, and we're just looking for that candidate now that we believe will lead us into the future.
Did you ever think it'd take this long? Was there any thoughts on how long this might take to replace Ted Carter?
It's taking less time than it did for Ted Carter. So everyone's saying it's taking so much time, but it's I think we're a couple months faster at this point than we were hiring Ted Carter.
You think you're close to finding someone?
I think we're pretty close. A lot of the regents have been traveling. It's hard getting everyone together to work on things. So hopefully for too long we'll have a new decision and have a president.
What's the biggest thing you're looking for in the next president?
That it has to, and I don't know if you get everything and everybody, but you have to take the big things in Nebraska, and one obviously is agriculture, and agriculture is huge, and something that we need to keep a very close eye on. We need someone that can lead people and keep an eye on the future of what's coming up. There's so many crazy things happening in college athletics now. We just need to be very well versed in our position in the Big Ten. We're trying to improve our status at the AAU level to get back into that association. So there's a lot of things to work on.
You also have a lot on your plate. I mean, you have this hire. Now there will be an AD coming up, and I'm sure at some point you've got to find a chancellor for Nebraska Kearney too.
Yeah, there's a committee. Doug will retire in June, and the committee now is probably accepting applications for candidates, and that committee will start interviewing prospects.
With Trev leaving, does this affect the stadium project at all? I mean, is it tough to go forward when you don't have an AD at the time?
Well, we won't go that long without an AD, and it's, we just met now and looked at some rendering of what will happen with the stadium, and that is kind of an exciting thing. And along with the new hospital at the Mint Center, two huge things going on at the University of Nebraska.
Where's that stadium project stand now? Is it just kind of in a holding pattern, or what's your take on that?
No, it's not in a holding pattern. It's an engineering part. The engineering part has been funded, and you look at the alternatives. What we need to select on the path that the stadium will follow.
Paul, the Board of the Regents has kind of taken some heat. Do you think that's fair at all?
Well, it's tough to beat behind the scenes, and we need to protect the names of the people that apply, and that's the hard part. You can't talk about it, and maybe some of it's justified, but probably some of it isn't.
And that was University of Nebraska Regent Paul Kenny of Amherst. For the Rural Radio Network, I'm Jason Jorgensen.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight in August, the United Way of Western Nebraska announced their $400,000 campaign fundraising goal, and yesterday campaign chairs announced final totals. During the half-year of fundraising, a whopping $431,533 was raised to help more than 24 partner agencies across the Wyobraska region.
So we're proud to announce that we hit our goal, in fact surpassed it by about 7%. As you can read, $431,533. Thanks mostly to the hard work of the United Way co-chairs and everybody that donated. We couldn't do this without them.
Campaign co-chair Monica Shambaugh also said that hitting this year's total could not be accomplished without the Pace Setter businesses.
There's no way we could raise this amount of money without the Pace Setter businesses that we have throughout the Panhandle. I think, 37 Pace Setter businesses. They produce $237,530 of that amount.
Executive Director Karen Benzel said that despite surpassing the goal, there was never certainty of reaching that $400,000 mark. She said constant communication with the campaign co-chairs this year helped keep the group focused on crossing the finish line. Co-chair Sam Mark concluded by saying that every dollar donated to the United Way makes a difference.
Every dollar counts. It's a proof positive with the goal we reached this year that everybody's dollar counts. And since 99% of that money stays local, it's going right back to our communities, to the communities that need it, the people that need it to fight hunger, homelessness, reading for kids, libraries. There's so many things that United Way helps with.
Currently, volunteers are going through applications from agencies across the Panhandle and Eastern Wyoming for funding for next year, and the $431,000 raised will be allocated for the soon-to-be selected partner agencies. Well, that is it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. See you back here on Monday.